Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Working can be such a drag, but it's a necessary evil.
What better way to combat the woes of the working world than to commiserate with your fellow man?
I'm Jay.
And I'm Kay.
And we're the hosts of Fuck My Work Life, a comedy podcast where we share people's stories from the workplace.
Whether they're funny, weird, scary, or just plain messed up, they're always entertaining and may leave you thinking you don't have it so bad after all.
Available on all major podcast platforms. Give us a listen. Your sanity may just depend on it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I am your host, Dave, and I am joined once again by the beautiful, handsome, mustachioed, no, not mustachioed this time, bearded Nicholas Eintsman. What's going on, bud?
Oh, sweating my balls off in Philadelphia, as one does.
Dude, it's a fucking nightmare here. I looked at the weather and it's like, oh, it's going to be 89 degrees today. And then I looked at the humidity and then the real feel, quote unquote, whatever that is. And it said it was 107. So
Yeah, I've been running errands all morning.
You do look a little glistening.
I am disheveled. I am honestly like, I left and I thought I'd have more than enough time to take a shower before I hopped on,
You could have. I didn't mean to rush you.
Oh, no, it's fine. I felt bad. And then I got into my house and it was still equally as hot because my ACs are struggling to, keep my home cold.
You know what I think it is? Because my house is the same way. Where downstairs, it's fine. It's comfortable. But upstairs, it's like a goddamn fucking hot box up here.
Yeah, it's a tinderbox up here.
But I think what it is, you have cats. The tenant before us had cats. Do you have central AC or is it like a...
No, it's all the old in window units.
Oh, well, try cleaning the filters out. And then, because I think...
I did.
I think here, the reason is that all the cat hair from the previous owners got lodged in the intakes. And it's preventing... I don't know. This is probably real fascinating radio for everyone.
Welcome to Dave and Nick's cat hair talk. I'm your host, Dave.
Yeah. Well, if anyone listening is, like an HVAC...
Please, for the love of God, please help us out.
I'll give you beer. Just please help me. But no, you look good. You're not gonna lie. This sweaty Nick with disheveled hair and a backwards hat. You're looking pretty good today, bud. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm wearing a lacrosse penny because of how hot it is, and it's like the most breathable thing I own besides a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Ooh, either or is a good call.
Right, but I mean, I've been wearing Hawaiian t-shirts for the past week and a half, and they're all dirty. I gotta do laundry.
Well, I mean, they breathe. How dirty can they really get?
I have no one to impress. It's fine.
All right, Nicholas. Well, before we start, I just want to say congratulations on being #1 in Finland for the comedy and improv section for your dadcast. That's a pretty good.
I am still so. I don't know if the word is. Befuddled, I guess, is like the most comical way of saying it. We haven't put a new episode.
Real quick, I don't want to so when I was doing Bitter Hearts, we were #1 in fucking, where was it? It was some weird European country. And then I looked and we only had 5 listeners from that country. So is it one of those deals where it's just such a small population? No.
That's the crazy part is I was looking at our Spotify analytics and we had most of our listens are from Finland. And I asked Mike if he knew anyone from Finland. He was like, no. So I have no idea who these people are. But yeah, we're
pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're top 20 for comedy and improv, which is sick. And we haven't put out new episodes since May.
What's even weirder is that it's a political podcast. So how you got comedy and improv is beyond me.
I have no idea. Go follow us at the Dadcast exclamation point, because there's another Dadcast about being an actual father, and neither of us are fathers. So,
but I feel like that Dadcast is probably fucking boring as fuck. I mean, well, Cool Parents is a podcast about shit, and then neither of them are parents, as far as I know.
As far as they know.
As far as they know.
Justin, you are my father.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about Scandinavian countries today because we're kind of let's just we're going to be talking about Copenhagen. Yeah. What's that face for? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know there's ice cream from Copenhagen and I really like. No, I'm thinking of Haagen-Dazs. The sun's really fucking with me, man.
We're not talking about that, but we're going to be talking about today. I'll tell you what it is. We're talking about the Copenhagen Devil. You familiar?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
Not in the slightest bit.
Copenhagen Devil. Copenhagen was founded in the 10th century. Copenhagen was originally a Viking fishing village in what is now modern-day Gamal Strand. But even though Copenhagen started out as a humble fish market, today it is a diverse hub of culture, commerce, art, and nightlife, sitting on 70 square miles, about twice the area of Manhattan, and a population of 1.4 million people. The capital city of Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, no, this is the wrong Copenhagen. All right, so Copenhagen is a small village in the town of Denmark in Lewis County, New York, between Watertown and Lowville, and takes up a whopping 1.18 square mile area and boasts a population of just over 600, according to the 2020 census data. So that's my bad. That's very much a difference that I am so sorry.
Yeah, you led me on by saying Scandinavian, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're gonna see some Nordic mythology, and no, we're just in New York.
Yeah, no, we're not doing.
We're just in New York.
Yeah, but fun fact about Watertown, one of the towns that it sits between, Watertown is home to the famous Watertown Vortex, which is a spot in Thompson's Park that is said that the unlucky ones who walk through it will teleport you to another part of the park, make you disappear and then reappear, or just make you disappear altogether. Some say it even sends you back or forward in time. And get this, old friend CIA Director Alan Dulles is a native of Watertown, and the code name for Area 51 was once Watertown. Coincidence? Probably.
I think not.
I think it probably is. But none of that has anything to do with the story today. It was just the only interesting part of the area, so I had to include it. But anyways, Copenhagen, New York. We're going to be going there talking about the devil. You ready?
I guess so, Dave. I guess so. I'm not slightly let down, but in the words of my father, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But that was pretty funny, though, right?
It was pretty funny.
All right, so Copenhagen, New York is where the story takes place, and that story goes that on the 22nd of May, 1900.
Wow.
Yeah, two guys by the name of J.D. Dryden and Homer Ward were visiting a buddy of theirs, Charles Boye. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to say Boye, at his farmhouse in Deer River. After what I assume was a very uneventful visit by today's standards, probably just reading the Farmer's Almanac, eating pigs in a blanket while talking about the crop yields, the two men decided it was time to head out and start on their 6-mile journey back to Copenhagen. After saying their goodbyes, Dryden and Ward hopped onto their horse and buggy and headed out. Because it was 1900. The trip was short and usually mundane. It's 6 miles and you're on a horse and buggy. I can't imagine it's riveting. You're just staring at a horse's ass for 6 miles while it occasionally shits in the road. It is what it is.
They're just betting on how many times it shits during their
right. You got to pass the time
adventure.
somehow. But not this trip. The shit got real weird. Not like the horse's shit, just shit in general.
Did it eat something weird? Or
no, sometime into the drive, Dryden noticed a large white thing inside of a fence. What?
Not to be confused with the Alabama white thing.
Yeah, no, this is just, they saw a large amorphous blob inside of a fenced-in piece of land just off to the side of the road. He stared at it for some time as they drove by. When it finally dawned on him that what he was looking at appeared to be, quote, a gigantic animal at rest. Unable to make out just what kind of animal it could possibly be, he nudged Ward and was like, yo, you seeing this shit? The fuck is that? And Ward's like, yeah, I see it. Hold up. So at this point, Ward decided, I'm going to get a better look because this is what I thought Ward's inner monologue would be. And so Ward decided, I'm going to get a better look, because if I don't, I'm going to think about this all night. I won't be able to get it out of my head. I have to know what this thing is. Kind of like when you have a song stuck in your head, but it's just like one part of a song and you have it like on repeat over and over and over in your head. So you have to listen to the song to get it out of your head. And then it gets
stuck. Oh, see, it makes it mad. It makes it worse for me.
But that's just what I'm assuming his reasoning was. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah. So Ward stopped the horse and buggy, hopped off, and climbed over the fence into the grassy lot. As he slowly approached, not wanting to disturb the beast, he decided now that he wanted to pick up a rock and throw it at the massive sleeping monster.
What can go wrong,
right?
Ward, let's just throw some rocks.
Yeah. So to their surprise, but literally no one else's, the creature lunged up and hauled ass in the opposite direction at an incredible speed. They said it, quote, moved away for some distance like a streak of lightning, end quote. And Ward even later claimed that in that moment he felt, quote, a feeling similar to an electric shock, end quote. But I mean, that feeling was probably just like pants shitting horror.
Yeah. Now, just to make sure that I'm following here. So Ward's first name is Homer, right?
Yeah. And the other one's JD, I believe.
Yeah. Typical Homer fashion. Typical Homer, just getting into shenanigans. I'm glad that name is dead to the 1900s. I don't know a single Homer, and I'm glad for it.
I mean, the only other Homer I know is Homer Simpson, and this is a Homer move if I've ever heard one.
It is a typical Homer behavior.
Exactly. Oh, what's this? This is a terrifying monster? Let me just pelt some
Let's
rocks
throw a rock at it.
This is like the third story in a row that we've done that someone's thrown a rock at something. Because Space Penguins, they threw a rock.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's, I guess if you're that scared or if you're just that big of an asshole, a rock is a good weapon.
It all depends on how hard you can throw it. I mean, listen, they're not all varsity quarterbacks.
That's fair.
We don't have a Brett Favre on our hands here. We have a Homer Ward, which, to be fair, does sound like a football player's name.
And also, it's 1900, so it's probably like, all right, well, chap, what's this we got over here? Yeah, they're in New York. I don't know why I'm going British with it, but
yeah, it's.
All right,
hey, what are you doing over there? Let me get this rock. I'm gonna throw it at your fucking skull.
But like I said, the electric shock feeling that he was feeling was, like I said, he's probably just fucking terrified. You know, when you're terrified, you get like goose pimples and fucking your hair stands up. But which is probably what it was, which would explain his next move, which was to book it back to the horse and buggy and get home as fast as he fucking could. Because
yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Now, once safely back at the Ward home, the pair were met by Nancy Klein, Ward's maybe lover or roommate or possible hostage. I don't know the nature of their relationship, just that she lived there as well.
It's the 1900s. It's all the same thing. It's like freshly 1900, right? Like
true, lover, wife, and roommate, hostage is all. It's all the same.
She can't vote. I get like she can't vote. Her good time is like going to the farm to like get out of the house from Homer's, like, I'm assuming, abuse.
Oh, well, we don't know that. Well, he did throw a rock at a fucking.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that was he threw a rock at something he didn't understand.
His initial reaction was, I don't know what this is. Let's attack it.
Throw a rock at it.
Exactly. Well, after Ward and Dryden told her of their encounter, she somehow managed to convince the men that they should return to where they spotted the creature, but this time take her with them. Because, a woman's not allowed out of the house without a male escort back in 1900. So it makes sense. So the three headed off into the night because it's nighttime now, which is the perfect time to go hunting for a massive white demon monster.
Yeah, let's go look for a monster in the middle of night in like 1900 and what I'm assuming is nothing but farmland.
Yeah, it's
nothing but farmland.
Yeah, they didn't have like the fucking guy going around with the giant matchstick to like light.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
There's no guy telling you what hour it is on the hour.
I feel like we're describing like 1900s England and not I guess it was kind of the same, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were only free for 100 and some odd years at that point, maybe 130 years at that point.
At the most.
At the most, 160.
Like the fucking Civil War just ended not too long ago.
Hey, listen, New York, big time New York, had that guy screaming, "It's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 11:15." Not in Watertown.
I don't think it was on the quarter hours as well. That would have been
quarter hour.
Oh, okay.
They pay him by the quarter.
So they went out with armed nothing more than just a fucking lantern. They didn't bring a gun, no sort of protection. They were just like, this will suffice.
Did they bring a rock?
No, but at this point, they're pretty much everywhere. He found one just walking up to us. I'm assuming he can find one again. He's armed to the teeth if it comes to ground rocks.
When it comes to granite, he has no unlimited. He has an unlimited supply.
Exactly. But before they could even arrive at the spot where they had initially seen it, Klein heard what she described as a horrifying, quote, snort. Now, Nick, I want you to give me your best horrifying snort, please. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't have one better, but I appreciate that. You look ashamed.
You can thank Tribute by Tenacious D when I do that solo karaoke.
No, the group spun around and aimed their light in the direction of the ghastly exhale and spotted the beast in the middle of the road, standing upright on its haunches, kind of like a cat. You know, when a cat stands on its back legs, kind of like that.
Oh,
yeah.
or Naja does that all the time.
It's that, but terrifying.
I'll pass.
Now able to get a good look at the devil, they described what many have pretty much described the sheep squatch to be, the sheep squatch of West Virginia, a massive bear-sized animal covered entirely in white fur, white floof, a tail that the trio described as being as thick around as a man's body, a long face almost like that of a dog's, with large, almost saber-toothed tiger-esque teeth, with a pair of horns protruding from the top of its head. Now, obviously terrified, the trio just kind of kept their light on the creature. I'm assuming because they're probably like frozen with fear, because it's fucking terrifying. But luckily for them, the Copenhagen Devil didn't seem to like being in the spotlight or having an audience. So it pretty much just fucked off. It bolted as fast as it could over a nearby fence and disappeared into the night, never to return to the small village again. And that is the sighting of the Copenhagen Devil. Not a long story, but a good story. I want to get your thoughts on this. We'll spend some time talking about what you think.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely sounds like the sheep man. I know I just completely butchered that cryptid's name.
Sheep squatch.
Right? Sheep squatch.
Sheep squatch.
It definitely sounds like a sheep squatch. Try saying that.
Oh my God, are you okay? I think you have heat stroke.
I honestly think so. I can see the fucking sweat beating down my side. It sounds like a sheep. Sounds like a sheep squatch. Mm-hmm. My first reaction, and this is like typical, you see something, we got to go right back and go look at what it is.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with these one-off creatures, especially like the Sasquatch-esque cryptids, right? They run back out and they run out without a plan. Just like, what are you going to do? Right? Like my first thought isn't, I'm going to go back out there. There's like, if I was still in Plymouth and I saw something like that, I wouldn't run back into the woods. No, I would go back the next day when it's, I don't know, like 12, when it's high noon.
Well, they didn't see it in the woods. They were, I mean, I guess it's kind of farmlandy. So it would just be, they were just on the road. Like they were walking along the road back to where they saw it, and they saw it in the field. So it's not like they they were like traversed, like fucking bushwhacking through like. Yeah,
but still, like, think of it
it's
this
still
way,
terrifyingly, it's terrifyingly dark.
New York, it's terrifyingly dark, and you don't have any form of protection, regardless of how good Homer is with a piece of rock.
Dude, he can throw a rock like it's no one's business, dude.
Okay, he's not Brett Favre, he's Homer Ward. Again, it sounds like a quarterback name. Like that is the most quarterback name. Coming up next for the New York Jets, it's number 3, Homer Yard. Yeah, I don't know. Like stuff like this, I'm very, very skeptical of. And it's not because I don't typically believe in things like this, right? It's more so because there's only 3 accounts, right? And it's the 3 accounts of the same bigger, encounter.
Well, what's also weird about it is you said that you were talking about before is that the one-off sightings, when people see it, then they go back to the area where they first saw it. They usually never see it. They never
see it.
Like with the Flatwoods Monster, like the Grafton Monster, or like the Dover Demon. Like they'll see it, and then like a few hours, or even like the Loveland Frogman. Like they'll see it, they'll go tell someone, and then they'll immediately go back, and it's usually already gone by then. It's not right. It's not typical that they would be just right in the area that they saw it.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the bigger name cryptids. I mean, think of like Mothman, right? He was it was known to be seen around the TNT area. Like the people would go, and multiple people reported seeing it there, right? Yeah. There's multiple reports of Sasquatch or Sasquai, whatever you want to call them for plural.
Yeah, what is I guess Sasquatches?
I'm gonna say
I like Sasquai. That's good.
We're gonna coin that here on Cryptid Cocktail. Sasquai is now the official plural term for Sasquatch.
Sounds like if you turned Bigfoot into like a cute anime character. It's like kawaii, but like but like Sasquatch.
Like a Mogwai.
Oh, like a Mogwai?
Like you can't feed a Sasquatch after 10 o'clock.
It's because Sasquatch is an invasive species, and if you keep feeding them, they're going to keep coming, and then they're going to reproduce. They're like deer or raccoon.
They're not sturgeon.
I mean, we don't know.
But yeah, you're right about the one-offs, right? Like people that run back out to go see the Loveland Frogman or, like the Flatwoods Monster, shit like that. Like they're not seeing it in the same area, like especially the same exact location.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Like especially an hour later, like that thing's fucked off into the woods by now. So
True,
I mean, if they did,
and I don't know how far into the trip they saw the thing. It's 6 miles,
exactly.
but they're going by horse and buggy. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's a good chance they saw it like as soon as they were leaving their friend's farmhouse. And then I don't know how long it takes for a horse and buggy to get back to 6 miles.
I mean, if that's the case, that's terrifying. If they like left Ward's house,
because they didn't get back to the spot where they saw it. They were still walking. They were still walking on the road.
So it's in the general area. Well, I mean, still though, like.
But I mean, like it's fast as fuck. But I mean, if it is just passing through, kind of like how people think the Dover Demon was just kind of like moseying along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before it got to the Bridgewater Triangle and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's whatever. But I mean, but they were saying like, what I'm thinking is maybe they saw it as soon as they left, like not too far. But I like I said, I don't know how far one horse on a buggy can go. It's 1 horsepower, so I mean, I'm sure they weren't.
I mean, a horse can get you pretty quick.
Yeah, but I'm sure they weren't fucking like gallivant. Like
no,
they weren't booking it. I mean, the horse, if anything. I could walk as fast as a horse walks. I've been to parades. You can follow a horse along a parade route. Like, I'm sure they weren't going full bore.
No.
So, I mean, if they saw it at the beginning of the 6 mile journey. It wasn't Hidalgo. But I mean, if they saw it at the beginning of the 6 mile journey, went to the house, talked for a bit, then went back out and they saw it closer to Ward's house, maybe the Copenhagen Devil was just kind of like working its way through the area, not in any rush.
I mean, my question immediately right there to your point, if it was closer to the house, was it just following them? Because that's terrifying.
Maybe it's following the road, path of least resistance. If something's traveling, like animals use trails. Like if they see a quote unquote like game trail to them, they just see like a easily accessible,
easily traversed land.
I don't know, but I mean, like, so what I wrote down my thoughts because I know that I would forget them halfway through. Like I said, it does have the appearance and the makings of a sheep squatch, which makes you think that it probably might have been, and it was just passing through. I mean, like look at the bat squatch. Like that's mostly like a northwestern Mount St. Helens area type of thing. Yeah. But they have been spotted randomly all over. Like in PA, they've been spotted. So, I mean, if we're going off that, it could just be like a traveling through thing. Or if we're going to go like the theory that like Bigfoot and all of its like subspecies of like ET origin or like extra dimensional type thing. Maybe it just got like dropped off in the wrong area or like it crossed over from bad travel planning is what I'm saying. They should have used.
It needs to hire a new travel agent. Needs to hire Progressive.
They
or
should
Priceline.
They should have used triphobo.com. Is what they should have.
The unofficial sponsor of Cryptid Cocktail
Exactly. They should have
Party.
triphobo.com that's where they fucked up. But yeah.
Triphobo.com, the place where you get all of your roadside attractions.
Like not one, but two different churches.
Single one. 3 different churches. One of them is Baptist. The other one is Lutheran.
I tried looking up like I said, the only interesting thing in this area was the Watertown thing. The other thing is that there was a campground / bar / restaurant called like Tuggers. And that was the only other.
Called Tuggers or Tuggers?
Tuggers.
A little interesting.
I mean, not gonna lie, I
Interesting
kind of
name.
want to go. But anyways,
I'd go there with you.
you're just caught up on Tuggers, aren't you?
Well, no. What I'm curious about is the Watertown Vortex. I mean, if they said it's almost like a portal and you kind of go wherever.
Yeah, it could be.
Right?
I mean, it could be kind of like
Maybe
a Bridgewater
it
Triangle
came out of
deal.
that.
It could have been like
Yeah.
a flap kind of thing. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's like UFO sightings a lot in this area, or if there's like otherworldly beasts that they've seen. This is the only thing I know about this area, is that there's a Copenhagen Devil and a fucking vortex.
Do we know what county of New York this is in?
Yes, we do. Let me just go back into my notes real quick.
Because I'm wondering if
it's Lewis County, New York. It's upstate New York. It's up there.
Okay, so it's nowhere near like the Hudson Valley.
No, this is like upstate
Okay.
New York, like
Gotcha.
not far from Canada, New York.
Oh, okay. It was just a Canadian. Who knows? These guys are weird.
It was just like a native Canadian, just like in like seal fur, just like trying to get home.
Yeah, he's just like he got lost, walked a little too far, probably had some booze, went to Tuggers. But no, I mean, to get us back on track, I mean, I definitely think that, it's possible. There has been multiple sheep squatch reportings across the country.
Yeah.
I don't know any of, this far back. I don't think the most notable one was not until like the 60s, right? It was it was later.
It's like a West Virginia thing,
Yeah.
mostly. But I mean, again, I don't know. Like you said, like 1900s is a weird time. I feel like most of these sightings happened way earlier, like Ozark Howler, like way
Right.
back in the day, or they're more recent. So to have one just like smack dab in the middle is kind of weird. You know who's not going to figure this out today?
Us.
Exactly. All right, champion. Well, that's the story of the Copenhagen Devil. Well, I still believe it's probably a sheep squatch that was just wandering through, or maybe, like I said, it got dropped off in the wrong area. It was like, fuck, dude, now I gotta fucking go all the way to West Virginia. That's my stomping grounds.
I know. We got to go.
To West Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We'll get there eventually.
Well, we got it. Excuse me. We need to go see the Mothman statue.
mm-hmm.
We got to go to Point Pleasant. We got to go to Flatwoods.
We gotta. I mean, yeah, but we do all that stuff when there's like the Mothman Festival and shit like that.
Well, yeah, we also got to go to Clifton Road. We need to do an episode on Clifton Roads.
Oh, Clinton Road in New Jersey.
Yeah. In the old Jersey.
I went there and I got chased by the ghost truck. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was just a bunch of KKK members, because that's a whole other story. All right, well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow me on TikTok at Cryptid Cocktail Party. If you want to donate to the show, help fund me getting beer for the show, that'd be great. And also, Nicholas, #1 in Finland. I don't know if you're number one. I keep saying number one, but
No,
in my heart, you are number one in Finland.
Appreciate you.
You got shit to plug. Plug your shit.
Yeah, so we're bringing back the Dadcast. Next episode will be out this Friday. So Friday, I don't have a calendar in front of me. Hold on.
Well, this is gonna come out Sunday night. So 5 days from Sunday.
So it'll be July 21st. New episode of the Dadcast. Dave and I will be at Squonkapalooza.
Oh yeah, shit. We're gonna be at Swankapalooza. I'm very excited
That'll be
about
fun.
That is in August. I'll make sure to post about that, but also some fun things. I might have some merch there. Made. You're gonna have some flyers made up. Squonkapalooza flyers made up by the one and only Grim of Philadelphia fame. And then also I might have some prints made of the original sorry.
Are you laughing at the fact that I'm just like listening?
No, I'm laughing at the fact that how ridiculous this is. I'm gonna have prints made of the original flyer that Heaven's Gate made.
Oh no.
And posted around town to have people join their weird UFO cult. And then I'll probably have some other bullshit like stickers. And then I do have someone working on some trading card designs that might be there in time for Squonkapalooza. And then, who knows? But just definitely come check us out. I'm going to try and do some recordings while we're there. Nick's going to be with me. My wife might be with me. I don't know yet, but it'll be a good time all around. So definitely check it out. Also, I found out that there's a there's a ghost in Johnstown where Squonkapalooza takes place, but it's not of a human, of a headless cow. So there's that. But anyways,
not a headless moo.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, thanks for listening, everyone. I know this was now it's not shorter than normal episode. It's roughly the same length as a regular episode. But
Give or take.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Nicholas, for coming on. And do you want to say goodbye to the wonderful listeners?
Goodbye, good night, and good day.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Truman Show with it.
I couldn't remember the entire,
good morning
monologue that he gives.
It's good morning. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.